To Salvador de Bahia in Brazil next for the 6th Brazil-Africa Forum dedicated to youth emancipation and youth entrepreneurship. 2 days of successful meetings that highlight a decade of closer ties. On one side Brazil, a country with black roots, on the other African economies keen to learn more about the know-how of their neighbor on the far side of the Atlantic.
The 6th Africa-Brazil Forum in Salvador de Bahia vowed to encourage youth emancipation and the emergence of young African entrepreneurs. Brazil's most African city, where 87% of the population are black, is particularly well placed to host the event organized by the Instituto Brasil Africa. This Brazilian NGO was founded in 2012 to promote discussions and exchanges, both cultural and commercial, as well as the exchange of technical know-how between Brazil and the African continent.
The possibility to put people together. We brought leaders from many areas, from government, from private sector, from academia, from civil society, to present their ideas, the good practices that they do during 2 days. What this will facilitate, if they exchange the experience, this could be a possibility for opportunities, for cooperation and partnerships. And I know, and I'm very sure that very soon we will see the results of the Brazil-Africa Forum in Bahia.
For some, these effects are already being felt. These 6 African cassava producers were invited by the Institute to take part in a 6-day intensive course devoted to promoting better crop cultivation practices. This Nigerian producer has already improved his yields with advice from Brazilian agronomists who visited his farm.
Advised me to follow good agronomic practices. Before, we just used to plant anyhow, but they taught us how to make spacing, apply herbicide in the normal right time, apply fertilizer at the right times. This gave me the best results. Before, in my cassava farm, we used to see 15, 20, 17 tons per hectare, but now I'm bold enough to see at least 30, 35, 40 tons per hectare when harvesting.
These exchanges are being closely followed by the World Bank. The multilateral institution is concerned about the adverse effects of climate change on Africa and is constantly on the lookout for innovative ways to help producers improve yields. Brazil's experience may well make a considerable contribution towards reaching that goal. In Asia and Latin America, they use modern technology and a lot of irrigation, especially in Asia. There is little use of irrigation in Africa. Irrigation is very expensive, roughly $10,000 a hectare. Now, how many countries can afford that? We will need to find other production methods that will be less affected by climate change. Not everybody can have large-scale systems, so small-scale irrigation is an issue. The lack of water in Sahel countries is problematic, as is the reluctance to use new, efficient varieties. Then comes a question of human capital. Agricultural education in Africa is not on a par with other countries. Brazil and Africa both have to deal with the specific requirements of tropical agriculture. Brazilian technological breakthroughs in the domain will be a key factor and should be easily adaptable to the African context. Brazilian industrialists don't need convincing and are ready and willing to share their know-how with the continent's producers.
So conservation agriculture, new techniques like the integration of livestock crops and reforestation, permaculture and several other culture techniques that Brazil has been very successful, we are now bringing into Africa. And we believe there is going to be a big change in the next 5 to 10 years in the landscape on agriculture in Africa.
Brazil is also well placed to help the continent in the next phase of its agricultural development with a more intensive approach to farming.
Before was mostly foreigners doing commercial farming there. Now the natural African businessmen realize that there is a lot of opportunities and money on it. So they are now looking into solutions. And we offer this type of solution that we conceptualize the land, we do the business plan, we define with the clients, with the investors, what to plant, what to grow, which animals to raise, and how to add value to that as well.
A few cultural obstacles still need to be overcome to maintain this economic partnership's momentum. Ashif Juma, a seasoned observer of the commercial ties between Brazil and Africa, has great faith in the ability of Brazilian business to rise to the occasion.
The Brazilian entrepreneurs, they have this kind of management like American management. They work hard and also they like challenges. And this is the best things to work in Africa. We have a lot of challenges and Brazilians are prepared for that.
The annual forum is tirelessly building bridges between Brazil and Africa, which is without doubt one of its strengths. Nothing succeeds like success, and the theme for next year's forum will be food security. With so much riding on the question, the event will certainly be well attended by economic and political decision makers and further contribute to the thriving partnership. According to official figures, Brazilian exports to Africa were worth $8 billion by late October, 26% higher than the same period in 2016. Similarly, Brazilian imports from Africa rose by 16% over the first 10 months of this year, reaching $5 billion.